The guest room, I found the second phone on a Tuesday, tucked inside a rolled up towel in the linen closet. I want to be clear about something before I go any further. I wasn't looking for it. But by the end of this story, I was going to wish I never had. I was looking for the good hand towels because my sister was coming over, and my husband Adam has never once in 9 years of marriage put anything back where it belongs. The phone was dead. Cheap, prepaid, the kind you buy with cash at a gas station. I stood there in the hallway holding a towel in one hand and a stranger's phone in the other, and some small, sane part of my brain said, "Put it back, Nora. Whatever this is, you don't want it." I didn't listen to that part. I never do. I want to tell you about Adam the way I understood him 3 weeks ago because that version of him matters. He fixed things. Not metaphorically, literally. He was a contractor, and he came home smelling like sawdust in other people's kitchens. He remembered that I take my coffee with too much milk and not enough coffee. He cried at our wedding, actual tears in front of 40 people. And my father, who did not respect men who cried, shook his hand afterward and said, "Take care of her." He'd said it back. "I will." That's the man I married. I need you to hold on to him for a minute because he's about to disappear. The phone charged overnight on my side of the bed, hidden in my sock drawer, and in the morning I turned it on with my hand shaking so badly I dropped it twice. One contact. One thread of text going back 4 months. The name saved in the phone was Ben. The first message from Adam's number back in March, she still doesn't suspect anything. Just stick to the plan. I read it maybe 9 times before the words stopped rearranging themselves into something less terrible. I scrolled. There was no romance in these texts. That was almost worse somehow. The absence of anything I could name and hate cleanly. No hearts. No I miss you. Just logistics. Dates. Dollar amounts. A message from 6 weeks ago made my stomach drop through the floor. The policy pays out double if it's ruled an accident. Just make sure the inspection happens before she's home. She... Not a name. Just she. I sat on the edge of our bed in the house Adam built half of with his own hands, and I understood with the specific clarity that only comes once or twice in a life that I might be about to die in it. I didn't call the police. I know how that sounds. But I'd watched enough of these stories, the ones women like me watch obsessively, almost as rehearsal, to know that a scared wife with a stolen phone and no proof of intent gets a patrol car doing a wellness check and a husband who's very good at seeming fine. So I did what I do. I got quiet. I got careful. I started sleeping with my own phone under my pillow, recording our conversations, dating everything. I noticed when Adam checked the smoke detectors twice in 1 week. I noticed the new life insurance paperwork that appeared in his email. I still had access to his email, an old habit from when we shared everything, back when everything felt like intimacy instead of evidence. The policy was real, filed 6 weeks ago. Double indemnity rider. My name as the insured. His as the beneficiary. I stopped eating anything he cooked. I told myself it was paranoia, and I did it anyway. 3 nights before my sister's visit, I heard him on the phone in the garage, low, urgent. I stood outside the door in bare feet on the cold concrete step and heard him say, "I can't keep stalling him, Ben. He wants this done before the end of the month, or he's out." Him. A third person now. My chest was so tight, I thought I might actually be having the heart attack he apparently needed me to have. Here's the part of the story where, if this were the kind of thing you'd watched before, you'd expect me to confront him. scream, throw the phone at his chest, and demand to know who Ben was and what she meant. I didn't do that. I did something worse or better, depending on how this ends for me. I called Ben. The number was still in the burner phone. I sat in my car in the grocery store parking lot, engine off, and I dialed it before I could talk myself out of it, and a man picked up on the second ring like he'd been waiting for someone to call. "Adam?" He said. "No," I said. "This is Nora." Silence. Long enough that I thought he'd hung up. "Oh, thank God," he said finally. Someone finally found the phone. Ben was not my husband's mistress or his hitman or whatever violent shape my imagination had built out of 4 months of cryptic texts. Ben was a private investigator. Adam had hired him in March, the week after Adam found out that his business partner of 11 years, a man named Feld, who I'd had at our table for Thanksgiving 3 times, had been quietly forging Adam's signature on loan documents, bleeding the company dry. She still doesn't suspect anything meant me. It meant Adam hadn't told me because he didn't want me carrying the weight of it while he tried to build a case quiet enough that Feld couldn't destroy the evidence first. The policy pays out double if it's ruled an accident wasn't about murdering me. It was about a life insurance policy Feld had secretly taken out on Adam himself, naming a shell company as beneficiary, buried in 6 months of forged paperwork. "I can't keep stalling him, Ben," was Adam talking about the district attorney's investigator who was losing patience waiting for Adam to hand over enough documentation to file charges. Every terrible thing I'd built in my head had a mundane, almost boring explanation. Standing in that grocery store parking lot, I felt something crack open in my chest that was relief and grief at the same time. I went home and told Adam everything. The towel, the phone, the insurance search, and his email. The nights I didn't eat what he cooked. He didn't get angry, which somehow made it worse. He just sat down at the kitchen table like his legs had stopped working and said, "You thought I was going to kill you." "I thought someone was going to kill me," I said. "I didn't know who was in the room with me." He was quiet for a long time. Then he said the thing I think about more than almost anything else from those 3 weeks. "I was trying so hard to protect you from being scared that I made you scared of me instead." Feld was arrested 5 weeks later. Adam and I are still married, still sleeping in the same bed, and most nights that's fine. But every so often I wake up at 3 in the morning and reach over just to make sure I can hear him breathing. Some fears, once you've built them with your own hands, don't fully leave just because you find out they weren't true. They just move into the guest room. And wait. If you subscribe to a channel like this, I post original psychological thrillers every week.